Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Melinda. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing this super cool tone look that I've been obsessed with. I've been wearing it every day since it got cold enough and appropriate to wear cool tone looks. So yeah, I love cool tone looks, especially for brown eyes. I think it's so pretty, but this one specifically, I am like dying. It's so good. And a lot of this is drugstore. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so hopefully this is focused. I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eyes. So I'm gonna try and zoom you in. Ooh. Oh, look at my red little cheeks. Okay, so I might be looking at the viewfinder a lot because I don't think this camera has autofocus, or I at least don't have it set up right now. So I just wanna make sure that I'm staying in focus for every shot. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is prime my eyes, and I actually use a, you can use a concealer, an eye primer, whatever, but I actually use a foundation as my concealer. So I also use this to prime my eyes, and it's just easy. You don't have to buy like a million different products. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna use. It's the Healthy Foundation by Physicians Formula, and this is in the shade LC1, I think. I know that it's like the lightest shade, so on my eyes. And I actually really like to blend it out with my finger. So I like to, oh frick, I'm not good at this. So anyways, I like to blend this out with my finger because I like to get all the way into this inner corner. And I feel like sometimes my brush doesn't do that. I always keep toilet paper right near me so that I can wipe my finger off, and then I'll just go over it with a brush so I can just like pick up some of that excess product that was left on there. Once that's done, I'm gonna take my RCMA translucent powder, and I'm gonna set that with a Morphe M438 brush. It's just this little tapered brush. Okay, hopefully I'm not too washed out. The sun is like really bright right now. Next, we're gonna go in with our kind of like our transition color. It's this ColourPop single shadow. You can see it's like, actually, let me open it. It's like this little cool tone shade. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I've been wearing this shade like every single day, I swear. It's so good. So it's called Take the Lead, and it's just this really pretty cool tone brown shade. And I'm gonna use my Morphe M441 blending brush, and it's a little dirty. If I'm not in focus, I'm gonna be so pissed. Okay. I'm just gonna start packing this on my outer corner and then blending up into the crease. And do the same thing, just patting it on the outer corner. About halfway in. I'm not covering my whole lid with this, but I am taking it up into the crease. See, I'm like up here, I'm not covering this inner corner of my eyelid. Next, what we're gonna do is take the James Charles and Morphe palette, and I'm going to take, oh my gosh, I wish I had the shade names on here. Okay, I'm gonna take this color in this upper corner. It's like another cool tone brown shade. It's so pretty. And I'm actually gonna take my same crease brush that I've been using by Morphe, and I'm just gonna dip in a little bit, tap off the excess, and then I'm just gonna keep this right in my outer corner and just pack it on here. And take it again about halfway into the lid, and then just blend it out. All right, and then again, once there's no product hardly left on my brush, I'm just gonna take that up further into the crease and blend it out. And I do have like slightly hooded eyes. Like when my eyes are open all the way, I don't have a lot of lid space. So I do like to take the darker shadows right up here to where my lid, where the hood is, if that makes sense. That will kind of make your eyes look more open if you do have hooded eyes. I'm gonna do it on this eye. I'm just gonna stamp it on my hood. That sounds so gross, but that is what I'm doing. And then of course, just blending that out. Next, I'm gonna go in with this deeper shade. It's like a cool tone purpley brown. And for that, I'm gonna take a smaller brush. I don't wanna use a fluffy brush because it's just gonna make like my whole eye darker. And I only wanna darken the very outer corner. So I'm gonna take this Japanesque brush. It's the 232 brush. And I am again gonna take it up on my hood just a little bit. Anyways, now I'm gonna go back to my fluffy brush and I'm just gonna blend this out. And I'm actually gonna go back in to, actually I'm gonna take this shade right here in his palette and I'm gonna use that to kind of blend out this darker shade that we just put down. I wish I knew his shade names, I'm sorry about that. I hope this makes sense. And then I'm gonna take that same shade I just showed you and I'm gonna use that to kind of blend out my lid color. Which that's not like that big of a deal. I'm just kind of softening that line just a little bit, but we are going to put glitter over that anyway. So you can see how much more depth this eye has. It looks a lot better and just smoother. Okay, it looks more blended in person. That's so annoying. Or maybe I'm just saying that and it actually looks like garbage in person too. You'll never know. I'm gonna leave it alone, even though those don't really look that even. Frick. What's happening? Is this even a tutorial? Is it still a tutorial if you like make a lot of mistakes? Asking for a friend. Okay, so now I'm gonna put on a little bit of a glittery base. So I'm gonna take, here is like, okay, I don't know how to do this. All right, so I'm gonna take the third shade in from his palette and I'm gonna mix it with this highlighty shade. This one's a little more gold, this one's more of like a white gold. I'm literally just gonna mix the two and this is gonna kind of be like a base for our glitter. You can totally leave it like that if you don't want to mess with the pigment, because I will say sometimes the pigment will like drop down onto your face and kind of get glitter everywhere. So if you don't want to do that, then you definitely can just leave it like this. But I like the pigment and you're going to see why in a second. So this is the NYX pigment in the shade Pig. And I literally just dump it into the cap. Sorry, I have like crap all over myself, but I just dump it into the cap. And then I take my finger and I like swirl it around and wipe it straight on my lid. Like I said, this does get glitter everywhere. So that is why we are doing our eyes before our face. I'm sorry, I keep looking at the viewfinder. I just want to make sure this is all in focus. Oh yeah, beach. Pigment is like, it's almost like a white goldy color, but I feel like it almost has some green in it. And especially if you put it over top of like a green gold, it can almost look a little green, which I think is cool. But it really, I feel like this glitter would go really well over a lot of different shadows since it's not super pigmented. It doesn't really have like a base color. So I think it would just add a lot of sparkle to any shadow that you put it on top of. You do get it everywhere, like it's all in my inner corner up here. And I mean, I don't really care, to be honest, though. I love it. I think it's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out, I think. Should I do my eyebrows? Maybe let me do my eyebrows really quick while I'm in here. So I've actually been using this Anastasia, don't know how to say it, brow definer in taupe. And I do like it. Oh, it just broke off. Never mind, don't recommend. 10 out of 10, don't buy this product. I'm just kidding. Okay, frick, why did that happen? All right, it's fine. So I'm trying to warm it up on the back of my hand. It is a little bit of a stiff product, but I'm just gonna brush through my brows really quick. Sorry about my bangs, I'm gonna brush through my brows. I literally just like run this along the bottom. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take this Essence Make Me brow gel in the shade, probably taupe also, no, Brownie Browns. Just run that through my brows just so my hairs won't go bananas. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you out and then we're going to start the foundation. Okay, so now I'm going to start with foundation. Oh, by the way, I did just go and wash my hands because I touch my eyes and like use my fingers a lot when I'm doing my eyeshadow. I have already moisturized my face and I don't use a primer actually. I don't feel that I need one with the foundation combination that I use. My foundation will last like 8 hours or more. So I'm going to use this L'Oreal anti-redness thing because it's like a color corrector because as you can see, I do have some redness on my cheeks. So yeah, I just use a little bit of this, or a lot. Now I'm going to use my Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation again, and I just kind of dot this all over my face. I try not to do like a crazy amount, and you can always add more. This is like definitely a light coverage. It is not going to cover this redness down here, but it's not a bad foundation, and I heard that it's good for your skin, so I'm just kind of trying to use it up, and I really love it as a concealer. But this Milani foundation is my absolute favorite. I actually, whenever I do replace this, I'm going to get a fair shade of this. I really like mixing my foundation shades, so this is the Milani 2-in-1, this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer in the shade 05 Warm Beige. So I just mix these two. This is the lightest shade. This is like my tan shade. And I kind of use this almost like a cream bronzer. But I am going to get the lightest shade of this Milani foundation as soon as the Physicians Formula one, like once I run out of that, because I love that foundation, or this Milani foundation, sorry. Okay, so now I just have a little bit of the Milani on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take my Morphe foundation brush. It's the Morphe M439, and I'm just going to dot this where I would put my bronzer. I'm not going to put this all over my face because it's not my shade. Sorry, my camera keeps like cutting off and on, so I'm like having to watch the viewfinder even more because it's popping up an error message. So I'm just going to blend out my foundation and then I'll be right back. Okay, sorry for the lighting change. I'm having issues with my camera and it was like shutting off randomly. But anyways, I did go ahead and apply my concealer, but again, I just used this Physicians Formula foundation as my concealer, and then I just I apply like the teeniest little amount and then I tap it in with my fingers because I feel like I just get the most light coverage with my fingers. I feel like brushes kind of like put it on really intensely, so my fingers just work really great. It kind of like warms it up and just like shears it out really nicely. And then the reason I use that as my concealer is because I've tried a bunch of other concealers and I have like a lot of creases on my under eyes, and every concealer I've tried has either dried out my under eyes, or it's just like creased like crazy. So this works incredibly, and I'm going to keep using it until I find something better. And then I just set it with my RCMA No Color Translucent Powder, and again I use this Morphe brush. So now you're all caught up. That's where I'm at. I do not set my entire face, by the way. I will take this brush with a little bit of powder and I'll set my nose and then my upper lip, because like sometimes when I sweat my makeup will wear off right here, and then I will set my jawline sometimes. That way when I'm hugging people, I'm a little bit less likely to transfer my makeup onto their clothing. But I don't know if you can tell or not, but I still do have a little bit of redness in here. So I'm going to take this Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to take this middle shade and just kind of put that down for a little bit of extra coverage. But I absolutely do not set this area. I really like that to look really dewy. And both of these foundations don't need to be set and they'll last all day. Onto our bronzer, since we are doing like a cool tone makeup look, I want to use a cool tone bronzer, and I'm going to use this Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and this is in medium deep, or medium / matte deep, whatever the frick. Okay, it's medium. And then this e.l.f. blush brush, I believe it is, but I'm going to use it as my bronzer brush. And I do a like patting / stippling motion, as you can see. And sometimes it shows up warmer on me, sometimes it's a little bit more cool toned. It kind of depends on my skin tone. Right now it is like a pinch warm, but ooh, that looks really warm on camera. But it's a little bit less intense in person, just know that. But I do really like that. I am not going to use a blush. What I am going to use is highlighter, and since I'm really fair right now, I'm going to use this ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Flexitarian. And again, I use my fingers for this. I love using my fingers for as many things as I can because I just feel like it blends it in the best and the most natural, and I just don't really like things to look really powdery on my skin. So next, I'm going to do my mascara. This mascara is the Maybelline The Colossal Big Shot Volume Express Mascara in black, I believe. And it's so freaking good. I think I want to zoom you guys in for this actually. Everyone raves about the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and that one like doesn't show up on my lashes, I swear. Like, I just thought I had the crappiest lashes. So if you're like me and you feel like your eyelashes suck, first of all, try this mascara. But even if like, okay, I'm gonna do a lot more layers in this, so don't like write it off quite yet. But if your lashes suck or you feel like they just like, you don't have long lashes, try this mascara, but also just keep trying a bunch of other mascaras because I don't hear anyone talk about this mascara. I just bought it randomly and it works amazing for me. I feel like this holds a curl. It opens up my eyes. My lashes never held a curl before. My eyes never looked big. But let me do my eyeshadow on my lower lash line really fast. What I do for this is lose my brush. Okay, what I do for this is I go back to my ColourPop single shadow, and I actually learned this technique from Snitchery. She's on YouTube. She's like the cutest thing. But I take this flat brush and I use the Morphe M432 brush for this, and I dip it in, and then I like, it's a trick to like make your eyes look bigger. So I do it a pinch differently than what she recommends, I think, but it's the same vibe and I got the idea from her. So I do it on I put the eyeshadow on my outer corner, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna drag the eyeshadow down to like, you wanna follow the natural shape of your eye though. You don't wanna like take it down too much, but it just like, it adds a lot of dimension, and it also, it's supposed to make your eye look bigger. So hopefully it's doing that. I'm going to go back into my James Charles palette, and I'm going to deepen that up just a pinch. I'm going to take this shadow right here, and I'm going to be careful with this. I'm not going to drag it all the way down. Hold on, let me grab my mirror. I'm going to keep that right at my lash line. I'm going to stamp it down first, and once the majority of the product is down, then I'm going to kind of blend it down a little bit more. Just like that. I really hope you can tell on camera. It looks so cool in person. Okay, now I'm going to dip back into my mascara and add a pinch more on the top. I do like it like pretty thick and chunky up here. Especially if I look like this. Like, I don't need like wispy natural lashes. I just want it to be dark and full and intense. But I don't know if you remember how it looked before, but this is like 100 times better. It looks so good. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm really sorry that the light keeps changing. I'm using natural light and it's like slowly getting darker and darker, but at the same time, it's kind of making my eyes look really intense and I kind of like it. Okay, so the perfect shade for this look, in my opinion, is unfortunately a shade that is discontinued. It's by MAC in the shade Stone. It's a matte lipstick. If you do have it, this one matches the eyeshadow like perfectly, but if you don't have that, then this one by Anastasia Beverly Hills is in Dusty Mauve. It's also a matte lipstick. This one is a little bit more purple. I'll show you both of them side by side. So this one is the MAC, this one is the Anastasia one, and I don't know if it's actually showing on camera, but the MAC one is a little bit more brown, so that matches the brown. However, I still love a really good purple, so I'm going to show y'all this one since it's the only one that's still available right now. Lipstick is extremely comfortable. It's not like a matte liquid lipstick whatsoever. It feels really good. It's super long wearing, but if you do want this color but in a cream, what I do is I take this Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit High Shine lipstick in the shade Mauve Over Girl. That's funny. 946B, and I will put this right on top. If I remember right, it's like the same shade. Yeah, that's insane. So literally, I I just put that right on top. These are so comfy. They're not like a lip gloss where it's sticky at all. It almost feels like an oil kind of, but they don't slip all over the place. It doesn't last as long this way because it is a cream and it's not a matte, so it's not like drying down. But if you want to be more comfortable, I highly recommend these Wet n Wild ones. I actually have 2 nude shades too. This one, the darker one, is in Sin Nudes. The lighter one is in Caught You Bare Naked. These are amazing. I put them over like every single lipstick. I love them. Yeah, that is a finished look, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.